live. I got to go now.
Good afternoon. We welcome you one more time. The 2025 AFI Nationals, a good one. Crossfire, Dwyer, and right away, a big stroke there from the Hawaiian team of Dynasty Softball. And a good stroke there to get things started off. The Hawaiian team had an opportunity to meet with their coaches, and Tyree Burgess plays in the 7 spot. Zaira Hermasura. And a strike there. And bringing it back into life action here. Hermasura takes a cut, fouls it off. As the leadoff hitter, Tyree Burgess, gets on with a single to open things up. The count is 2-2, says John, our head umpire. And the count goes full at 3-2. Two good teams, Glenn. Obviously, Hawaii coming over all the way from the islands to St. George. Pretty cool that you're bringing in teams from Hawaii now.
Yeah, we have 3 teams in from Hawaii here, and some great teams from Idaho out here as well. And that's what it's all about, Chris.
Yeah, good stuff. Hermasura gets on board with a walk, and runners will go to first and second as the 3-hitter, Kelly Oshiro, will step in. Yeah, this is a 14U division. We just got done with an 18U division, and even at this younger age, still some outstanding ball being played. A bunt attempt there gets through for the strike. And the count is 0-1 to Kalia.
Yeah, Dynasty came out of the gate swinging the bats.
Ostander, the pitcher of record. Behind the plate is McPherson. And an attempt there. Steep angle for that bat, huh? That looked like a tough ball to get your
definitely.
barrel on there. And the count is 0-2. Over on the first base side, Shea over in first, over in the 4 spot, Sander in the 5 spot, Cronester in the 6 spot, shortstop Albright, left field Johnson, Nature over in the center field spot. She'll handle things out there, and Hall will round it out on the right side. Pitch on the way. Jammed in tight there. Foul ball, and the count holds it 0-2. Good velo on this pitcher.
Yeah, good velo and good spin.
And a ball stroke to the left side. A long route, and just in foul territory. Good opportunity for Johnson. She went a long way to her right off the barrel. And Oshiro will step back in.
Yeah, she got another life there. Looked like the left fielder was going to track it down, and just a little bit out of her reach.
A little bit of breeze blowing too, kind of from center, and then occasionally swirls around. Kind of tough to line up. A big pitch there, swing and a miss at the plate. And Kalia will have a seat.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a breeze on that swing too there on that great pitch.
Ostander gets the K, and stepping in Aria.
Dynasty's line up the stack from top to bottom.
Kikuhuna steps in. Pitch on the way. Ball up and out. And a good stroke there. Ostander pitch. Right up the middle. A good stroke there. Fouled off. A little bit late there.
Yeah, a little bit late. A little bit of barrel jump too on that.
Aria jammed in on the hands. Easy play there at first, but the runners will move on. So they pick up the second out, and everybody will move along. Well, bringing you back into live action, a good first inning. We're in the bottom of the first frame here. And Hawaii gets on the defensive side as Aria Kekahuna, the right-handed pitcher from the Aloha State, ready to go as we get things started off here. Crossfire Hall steps in. And a ball located just outside. The count's 1-0. Nia Hall, right fielder, swings it from the right side. Righty-lefty matchup. And a ball outside. Not by much, Glenn.
No, it's right in that river area there.
So Aria, 3-0. All probably taking all the way here. And a strike there located right up the middle. Tough call when you're told to take and you're looking at that, right?
Yeah.
You really want to try to pull the trigger if you could, but you need to force that pitch. And a ball chop foul. So Arya takes Nia Hall to a full count. Nia steps back in. And a well-hit ball to the right side, pulled foul. Good poke.
Yeah, it was a very good poke, but I think also the pitcher put the ball in a place where that's the only place she could hit it is a long way foul. So.
Chamber inside a little bit.
Yeah, so
just too tight.
Serves a purpose. Wouldn't be surprised she works her way on this pitch again now.
And opposite this time, a good stroke there. So she goes the other way, and Hall on her way to second. A good throw in.
Ooh.
And a good throw all the way in from the left fielder.
That was a really good piece of hitting. You can see that the leadoff hitter is using line to line or base to base out there, and pretty cool. And credit to that left fielder. It was a good strong throw. It just wasn't hung on to by the second baseman there.
Well, a good throw in, Burgess, the left fielder, Tyree, and stepping in, Nature. Hits in the 2 spot, center fielder for the club.
Yeah, both teams got their leadoff hitters aboard. Hawaii left their first 2 on. The ground ball to second to conclude that first inning. We'll see what Crossfire does here in this situation.
Well, runner at second, and the count's 2-0. And a good bunt, one hopper, no play. So now runners at the corners. And look at this, with second being vacated, a little miscue on Correction Dynasty side. What happened there?
Well, that was a tricky one. So they had their bunt rotation on. Second baseman was coming in over to cover first, and the third baseman thought she might have a play of catching in the air, and the shortstop with the third. Center fielder needed to crash second and didn't do that.
And a ball outside to open up. The count's 1-0. So Addie McPherson, catcher for the club. And that ball could drop in, and it does in left field. Here comes one, a little bobble. And it's thrown in now, a good arm in, but 2 over, and McPherson ends up with a double and 2-run RBI.
That's the second or third play here where the pitchers had to move around on the diamond here, chasing after a ball here. You know, with the heat, you want to keep your pitchers in that circle as much as possible.
And Shea, a hard hit ball over on the 5-6 hole side, and McPherson moves over to third, and runners at the corners. So the Crossfire bats are opening things up here with Sydney Albright stepping in, the shortstop. Ball low, the count is 1-0. And a strike in the upper part of the plate there. Got to look a little elevated and out to me, but we're not over the plate. Right side, a little bit of breeze blowing, and a good grab from the right fielder, but tagging up from third, and coming home is McPherson. So Sydney Albright finds herself on board with a single and an RBI.
Yeah, that's a productive out right there. Anytime you can get a run in there and bring her in from third base, the sac fly there, they'll take that right now to add on to this lead.
Ball at the plate for Sandor. Caden hitting in the 6th spot. Second baseman for the team. Right side foul. Count evens up at 1-1. And a good knock there, right center. And going into third hard. And a good cut in. And back to 1. The tag is on and safe. Our infield umpire, Ron, says back in time. And there's one dirty uniform for you.
Sure is, Chris. That was a really good backdoor throw there. It's just you barely missed getting there.
Looked like she had the glove on pretty quickly. But as you said, not by much. But enough to keep Mom busy in the laundry center. Counts 1-0. Stander. And Avery, throw down is in time. Down. Good work there, out of the pop quickly.
That's huge for the Dynasty Club, especially for the pitcher. She's any way to get out of this inning here will help her right now. She settles down.
And a ball's cut foul, rolling off to her left on the first base side. No play there.
Yeah, this pitcher is a type of pitcher that needs to win on the margins and the rivers, and there's been some really close pitches here. And then when she has to come over the hard to plate, the Crossfire hitters are pretty good. So as long as she can win those river pitches, she'll be able to settle down, I believe. Got good spin.
Pop up, could stay on the field. Baker, in and out of the glove.
That's a heartbreaker right there. That could have got him right out of the inning right there.
And instead, 2 strikes though. And the count is full at 3-2. Runner at third for Crossfire. Trying to add on here with 2 down. Dynasty, same swing, same result, hopefully not, off the third base side. And that'll get pulled in there.
A little bit of a snow cone.
Samaya takes care of that. And we will head to the top of the second. Crossfire, they strike first, they bring 3 over. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. And a good pitch to open up with a strike there. Ostander Sonala Serrano in the box, looks at a ball. The count is 1-1. And a ball low there. Counts 2-1 to Serrano as she steps back in. And the count goes to 3-1. Serrano hits in the 6th spot. And ball to center fielder, backing up, should have a routine play there, and a fly out for Serrano. Right in the glove of Abby Johnson.
Got a good swing on it, a little bit off the end of the bat, but still drove it pretty well, but it was, like you said, routine there.
1 out. Maya Jelf will step in. Pitch on the way. Ball up. The count's 1-0. So Mia trying to get something going here. And a ball at the plate. Mia, chop foul, out of play there. Third baseman coming off the bag and played in foul territory. The count goes to 1-2. And a ball up, and the count gets even at 2-2 with 1 out. We're in the top of the second. We welcome you this afternoon. Glenn Messick, the AFA National Director, sitting with me on the broadcast. Appreciate his input and, of course, his excellent knowledge of the game. He's been around it for a long time. He's got a daughter who's an outstanding player and young son, a fine player as well. And here enjoying this afternoon. A hard hit ball left side stays fair. So a good stroke and on her way, checking up, and they cut it in quickly. So good work to get first. We've seen that a few times. Doesn't always pay off, but hey, look at Mom. Your daughter's got a dirty uniform.
Yeah, Tide will be very happy. You can make a few commercials here.
Perhaps Tide will be the next sponsor of AFA.
There you go, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2 down. Carly Kuramoto steps in. And a strike outside. Kuramoto takes a look. The count's 0-1. Avery Ostander looking good in the circle.
Yeah, she's doing a very good job of attacking the strike zone.
Left side, good poke. Kuramoto rounding hard into third. They're going to bring it home. And no play there, and Kuramoto takes advantage there. She was halfway to second, and Ostander not able to glove it and do anything as she gathered in the circle there. And
the hard thing is they're using the pitcher to cut for 4, and so the pitcher is not lined up to home. So if the catcher does want it to go through, it would go almost to the backstop or the right field fence here. So it looked like they would have a chance to cut her and get her at second, but
she kind of bobbled the ball there, and I thought that for sure was on her way. She looked like she was ready to pull the trigger, but not really being able to get the ball in the glove and out. So Parker Jean Oda steps in, swings it from the right side of the box.
A good 2-out piece of hitting there too, by the way.
And Ostander makes the adjustment, runs it out. 1-1, says John, our head umpire here this afternoon. I'd like to thank all the umpires for their good work they're doing out here for AFA. And as Oda fouls it off, these gentlemen are out here working hard throughout the day in this heat, geared up, and all doing a fine job.
Yes, they are, Chris.
A lot of work to be out here geared up in this heat, and you've got some good guys out here really managing things, keeping it under control. As Oda takes another cut, slices it foul, As the defensive side, her crew releases off their positions, but out of play.
And what's pretty cool is we have a lot of female umpires this year too at some of the other parks. It's you got the guys and the gals out here working hard.
Yeah, nice to see that diversity and seeing others getting into the game, and elevated pitch there. And the count goes to 2-2.
Dynasty does a really good job of exploding off of bases, and anything in the dirt, they're ready to take the next base.
So fouled off as the count holds here at 2-2. Shallow hit. And shortstop elevate. So Sydney Albright with some height there goes as high as she could and pulls it down. A great play defensively.
Yeah, that was a Sports Center top 10 right there.
We'll call it an AFA top 10. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We'll head to the bottom of the third. You're enjoying the 14U bracket play game here in the AFA 2025 Nationals. Well, back to live action here in the bottom of the second frame. Starting things off, Kendall will step in.
Really important for Dynasty to have a shutdown inning after answering back with one there. Crossfire getting 3 in the first, Dynasty getting 1 in the top of the second. Now Dynasty is looking to get back in that dugout so they can hit again.
Crossfire on the other side looking to get something started for themselves as the count is 2-0. And a ball pulled foul. The count goes to 2-1.
Crossfire is the type of team that consistently puts pressure on you from inning to inning, top to bottom in their lineup.
So a 2-1 count. It's the 8-hitter. Kendall looks at a ball. The count goes to 3-1. Kendall Cronister plays third base for the club, looking at a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Ball correction. 3-1 count. And Kendall laughing as she heads down to first. The bat went the wrong way. Wrong side of the dugout.
Turned out to be 4-1, Chris. She got all the way down to first on that one.
There you go. She gets on board with a walk, and that'll bring up the 9-hitter, Abby Johnson, the left fielder, with Cronister over on the first base side. Pitch on the way, and opens up with a strike. The count's 0-1. Aria Kikahuna, good pitcher. Moving the ball around some here, keeping her hitters on their feet, and she goes upstairs there. Count is 1-1. So you have some younger teams in here from Hawaii as well, or older?
Well, we have a couple age divisions, and we have 3 teams total from Hawaii.
That's great.
That's some in at the 12s as well.
Well, it's nice to see that the draw for this event is reaching across the Pacific, and that's really a good thing. As no play at second, as that gets kind of trapped Baker's feet there at the plate. And
Yeah,
the count is
there's no doubt about it. We're reaching across the Pacific, and these teams were very excited to come out here, and they've done a good job of representing Aloha State.
And a ball's cut foul straight back, as starting to feel a little bit of the wind. Just like we had yesterday afternoon, we started to get into that.
And it's blowing in, so you really got to get a hold of one right now to poke one out.
And there's a good shot to the right side, right center gathering. Center fielder gets it. They'll bring it in, and it'll stop right there at the circle. And scoring. Cronister in.
Leadoff walks are deadly. Dynasty is getting up another pitcher to the pen right now.
So a little bit of action. So there could be a pitching change forthcoming. And the 4th run over, one here in the bottom of the 2nd. So Nia Hall back to the top of the order with no outs. And a 1-1 count to Nia Hall, right fielder for Crossfire Dwyer. Strike called there.
That's where it plays earlier in the game when you have a drop or play that you should make. It adds on to the pitch count for these pitchers and kind of start to wear a little bit.
Right side will drop in, another swing, and on board, a good throw to third, but not in time. Second base, will they have a play? No. So good base running. And Nia Hall, the leadoff hitter, finds herself at second and advancing Johnson over to third. Visit out to the bump. Stay with us. We'll be back. It's a good one so far. Crossfire here in the bottom of the 2nd frame have brought 2 over. So 1 affair. We'll be right back. So Crossfire getting some production here out of their offense. Giselle Aker will step in. Giselle looks at a strike. The count's 0-1.
Yeah, on that last hit there to right field, the right fielder came in at third base with it, and hitter ended up on second. So eliminates the force play on the next play, and it keeps the pressure on that pitcher there. And here comes another run.
Pass ball. Good speed off of third.
Yep.
As Johnson coming across, looked like the ball was going to get thrown to the pitcher, kind of covered up for a minute, but the head coach and reporting into our head umpire, John. We'll see what happens here with the pitching change. We'll be right back. You're enjoying the 14U division, the 2025 AFA Nationals, brought to you by the good folks and proud sponsors, Red Rock Vacation Rentals. When you're traveling in to the state of Utah, check in with Red Rock for some beautiful accommodations. And of course, I'd like to thank Brooke again from GH Pins, putting good trading on. And of course, El Pollo Loco, some of the local community sponsors as well, making a difference here in this tournament day in and day out. Glenn will be right back. Pitching change coming up. And we'll bring you back in live here. Change made here for the Dynasty Club. Taking over in the circle is Carly Kuramoto. So Aria Keakahuna, she'll have a seat as Kuramoto ready to go. And they get the out there, nothing at home, but sacrifice there on the RBI.
Runner want to take the shirt out, so the one came across.
So McPherson stepping back in. And a ball at the plate and a strike there. So 1-1 count, says John, our head umpire. McPherson steps back in. Kuramoto goes outside. The count's 2-1. Chopper right in the hands of the third baseman. 5-3 put out. And Mia Jelf takes care of business there.
Yeah, good change of speeds there by the pitcher there. Got her out front.
And a good grab, elevated on the third base side. An excellent play. So Mia Jelf, two great plays. First a 5-3 put out on the last play, and now she elevates and
that's another AFA top 10 there for sure.
There you go.
Back.
And we got the music in the background from the dugout. The da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, 2 innings in a row where it was like I'll see yours and add one of mine. So.
There you go. It's I can show you how good I am as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good stuff. So there we go. So we'll turn it back over. As a good play over on the third base side, third out. And we will go to the top of the third. Stay with us. 2025 AFA Nationals 14U Division. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go. Tyree Burgess steps in here to start the top of the third frame. Strike there.
Yeah, Dynasty got their first two hitters up in the first inning and left them on second and third. Let's see if they'll have a different fate this inning.
And the count goes to 1-1. Avery elevating there, a little bit of a dust bowl coming through. And the count goes to 2-1. And the ball's hit foul.
Chris, it's pretty cool in a complex like this when you got 5 fields all around. You can hear all the cheering going on the different fields. A lot of action happening.
And a ball low. Getting a little bit of that afternoon breeze. Wasn't so bad the last game, and kind of seems to be like clockwork. Comes up around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Somebody turns on the air.
The 3-2 count. Ball 4. So Burgess gets on with a walk, and that'll bring up Hermosillo. No outs, top of third, 6-1 affair. Crossfire over Dynasty. There at the plate. Count is 0-1. And her coach.
Yeah, really elevated. She should have pulled back on that.
Yeah, she kind of kept the bat right out in front and didn't really adjust too much. Jasper Rosario, head coach. As Hermosillo will step back in. On a she pulled back in time. And a ball at the plate. English on that ball, and the ball is fair. So on the call, our umpire John is right over the ball.
Couldn't have placed it any better. They had a great old English spin on there.
That certainly did. That looked like something right off a pool table.
Again, First two hitters been table setters. Both times up now. Let's see if Dynasty's gonna do something.
And that gets through. The count's 0-1. No outs. Top third, 6-1 Crossfire. And that gets away and hit by pitch. So
well, Dynasty has a real opportunity to get back in this game with a big hit here. Could make things interesting. Big fly here would cut it to within one here.
As Aria Keakohuna steps in, and she looks at a strike, so Avery Ostander opens up there. And that gets through on the third base side. Shortstop tried to lay it out, and two across. Runners on their way to move up to second and third.
Yeah, Dynasty just keeps the line moving there with a well-placed ground ball in the left field. Throw came in to the cut, was deflected off. The runners were going to stay at first and second, but with the deflection, it trickled off. The catcher had to run and back that up, and both runners moved up.
And it's a three-game affair to even things up here for the Dynasty Club with runners at second and third. Ball chopped foul in the box. Brooklyn Baker takes a cut.
This is where when you're coaching Dynasty, you'll take a big fly, but sometimes just a lousy single will do the trick. Keep that pressure on the pitch.
Back up the middle, that gets through. Here comes one. They're rounding it, a good throw all the way in, and they cut it at the circle. Was there a play there?
No, I think it was a good cut. A little offline.
Little elevated.
Now Crossfire down.
2-3, courtesy, 2-3.
So a 6-5 affair on a single and two-run RBI. And no outs here for Sanaya Sorono.
And a runner coming in now.
Over on the first base side. So, as promised and as delivered and as advertised, another great matchup here in the 2025 AFA Nationals.
Yeah, last game was a one-run game, and here we are again.
And Sorono takes a cut on the first pitch, fouls it off.
Last game we saw Riot at 18U defeat Elevate 4-3, and that was a heck of a game. Really well pitched.
I've seen such outstanding pitching throughout the games I've called, and a strike there for Ostander. And she'll work ahead in the count at 0-2. It's very impressive at all levels to see the command and control of these young ladies' pitching skills.
Definitely, Chris.
And strike outside, strike three. So Sorono gets caught looking. Ostander gets the K. And one down for Mia Jelf. So getting to be somewhat of a high leverage moment here. You want to cash in on your runners if you can, and popped up on the infield. Second baseman, she'll pull it in and two down. So Jelf will have a seat. And Tawny Brady steps in. Coach Rosario down on third base, talking to his hitters. Ostander ready to deal. Right side. Right fielder should have it. A routine grab. She's got to move, and the ball's dropped out. So there was no attempt on a transfer. The ball was in and out. And like that, what looked like an inning-ending moment has now juiced the bases. Correction, runners at the corners.
Yeah, for some reason it looked like at the last second the right fielder took her eye off the ball,
Carly Kuramoto will step. And Kuramoto looks at strike one. As Avery Ostander stays locked in the circle here.
Don't be surprised for a double steal here.
And a ball up. The count. Interesting situation. Runners at the corners, but we'll see how this plays out. The circle. There goes my baseball brain, Glenn. And that'll end it. So Ostander, she'll find a way in her club. They'll turn it over. They'll leave 2 on, but it's a 6-5 game. It's a good one. We'll be right back. Back to live action. We're ready to go here. Well hit ball right to the left fielder, though. Good stroke. As Sydney Albright takes a cut and the first out on the books.
Yeah, sometimes it's not how hard you throw it, it's how well you spin it and how you can change speeds. And pitcher's done a nice job since she's come in to settle this down.
Slow roller. First base going to have to make the play, and the second baseman. Good baseball IQ there and aware of the situation.
Yeah, you did it again. It's a little softball IQ on that one, too.
And a little bit of softball IQ on that one as well. Thank you so much, Glenn. I'm 2 for 2 at least. I'm staying consistent.
Absolutely, Chris.
Oh, and Glenn moves ahead with the absolutely. People on the broadcast are saying, what are these guys talking about? And a swing and a miss for Ostander, the pitcher.
Yeah, it's a good long time running joke we've had. We both say absolutely a lot, and we both absolutely try not to do it too much.
Oh, absolutely. And a hit to the left side, and no play. Left fielder gathers, and they bring it in.
Yeah, just well placed there.
As Avery Ostander hitting in the 7th spot brings up Kendall Cronister, and the single there at the plate. 6-5. Kendall ready to go. Strike there. Counts 0-1.
Crossfire coaches are trying to get their hitters to stay back on her off speed a little bit more and keep their weight back, and we'll see who's gonna, if they adjust and what the counters become. A great spin there, swing and miss. And Dynasty with the momentum here, Big pitch here to see if they get in that dugout with the 0-2 pitch.
2 outs. Runner at first. And swing and a miss, strike 3. So good work for Dynasty in the pitching change as Carly Kuramoto managing the circle efficiently. We'll be back. It's a good one. 6-5, the 14U 2025 AFA Nationals here in St. George, Utah. Chris Elder with the call. And enjoying here with my partner, the National Director, Glenn Messick. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Now back to live action. Karia steps in for Team Dynasty and looks at a strike here. Karia Alma Perusmaya. Probably maybe butchered that one, but we'll go with Karia. And she comes in off the bench and opens up with a single. So Karia.
Just like that, the tying runs on first base. The top of the lineup again. Both the first and second hitters have been on base both times.
Tyree Burgess steps in with an opportunity here. Dynasty knocking on the door. Small ball attempt there, fouled off. Bunt.
Got to get a good angle on that.
Count is 0-1. Right side, wind blowing, ball could stay in. Right fielder with a good grab there. Burgess with a high fly out to the right side.
It's funny how the game works. She makes an outstanding hard catch there, and the one that was probably routine where she took her half should normally have a 99 out of 100 times.
As Hermasura steps in with 1 out.
Hermasura last time laid a beautiful bunt down the first base line.
She presents but pulls back, and a ball at the plate that counts 1-0. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
It's not a bad pitch to run on here.
And a ball up. And the count goes to 2-2. And a ball out. So a full count.
Big pitch in this ball game right now, Chris.
And a little trouble in and out of the glove on the third base side. And Hermosura does it again.
Been on base all 3 times. Celebrating with a nice dance over at first base there, too.
And runners at first and second with 1 out.
Have a 3-hitter up right now. Tie and run on second. Go ahead, run on first.
And a ball pulled foul. The 3-hitter in Kayla Oshiro.
Yeah, if you ask Dynasty, they're in the right place at the right time with their lineup. 3 and 4 hitters coming up right now.
Top of the 4th, 6-5, they're chasing 1. Pitch on the way. Ball's up and out. The count goes to 1-1. Yeah, I mean, a crucial situation, obviously opportunity here, and Dynasty trying to cash in on it with your stronger part of your lineup here. And a good grab off the third base side. Throw back to second, and in time.
Wow, she laid out in the foul ground from her backside through to second base. Even has our umpire here saying, wow.
Unbelievable
heck of a
play.
play. That was like our 3rd AFA top 10 web gem out here for sure.
We've had highlights all over the place today. And we'll turn that one over. Stay with us. It's a good one. We'll be right back. And we'll bring you back into live action here. We're ready to go and enjoying a great matchup here between 2 outstanding organizations, the Crossfire Dwyer, Dynasty Softball. And Carly Kuromoto stays in the circle and opens up with the ball. The count is 1-0.
Hitter is a little far off the plate, so it'll be interesting to see how they attack her.
Abby Johnson. She looks at a strike outside.
Yeah, they're working that outside river right here. And she's a little bit of ways from the plate, so makes it a little tough to get to.
And same pitch, locating again.
Expect to see something similar again.
And the ball's up and in, and the count goes to 2-2. So Kuromoto looking for an out here. On the other side, Abby Johnson looking for a knock. And the count goes full to 3-2. That looked like a good pitch outside, Glenn.
Yeah, it was a little high though when it came across the plate.
Well hit ball. That's going to drop in left center, rounding hard into second. And there could be a play there. The tag is on. And a good play from the center fielder.
Outstanding play. And big momentum play there.
And Abby Johnson was rounding to get in extras, and the throw in and the tag on.
Especially with coming up to the top of the lineup here and one-run ball game here, and time's starting to creep up a little bit here.
One out as the leadoff hitter, Nia Hall, steps in. She hits in the one spot, looks at strike one.
It was a big pick-me-up for the pitcher there to have an outstanding defensive play behind her.
Dynasty chasing one to get even. Slow roll, routine play there. Doesn't get any easier. Right to the first baseman. In her glove, stepped on the bag. And like that, 2 outs. The two-hitter, Giselle Aker, will step in. And looking at a strike there.
I'll tell you, she's done a fine job since she's come in relief work here. Dynasty pitchers got a lot to be proud of in this game.
A 1-1 count. And the starting pitcher, obviously, in Aria Kiakahuna, she did a nice job to get them where they went. And obviously, you're right, though, with the change, you can really kind of feel the momentum shift a little bit. And work here at the plate. Look at this again. How easy does it get?
Yep.
Outstanding work. Kuramoto in the circle. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. Here we go. And good glove, in and out. Throw's going to have to get there quickly. And in time, a good stretch off the first base side. And you talk about stretching it out to make the play. A big one there off of first base for Team Crossfire. Kinsley Shea there. So like that, 2 outs.
A lot of credit to these catchers working back there.
And a 1-1 count, especially in the heat. Geared up all day long. 6-5 affair still. And a strike there. Count is 1-2. And the ball to the right side. Right fielder on the move, but no play. So stepping back in, Sanaya Serrano. A 1-2 count on her here. And what a play from center.
Wow.
On a shallow hit just into the first cut of grass there off of the clay. And she came a long way to make the play. Second baseman was rolling off, but an outstanding grab as Sydney Albright takes care of correction. Center fielder Archie takes care of business. Well, it's been a good one so far. We're going to head to the bottom of the fifth. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
As we're back to action here, a low pitch here in for ball one. This is a big inning for Dynasty as it looks like they may have one more at bat. There's about 14, 15 minutes left in the game and trailing by one here. Line drive to short, caught, first out, big out there. Pitcher's done a nice job settling in here with a lot of weak contact the last couple innings. And Crossfire is looking to change that up here. Fouled off for strike one. Good cut. Good cut, just missed that pitch. One out here, 0-1 pitch. A little bit outside, even up the count at one. A little bit up, 2-1 count. Three and one. Pitcher doesn't want to lose her right now. Ball four. So we got one on with one out.
And back to action again. Appreciate it, Clint. Thank you very much. taking care of the Vince Scully job while I step away for a moment. We certainly appreciate the insights and knowledge here in the game. We're ready to go with one out.
Routine line drive to center field there.
The 2 outs on the books. Stepping in, Caden Sandor. He's got a runner at first base and trying to extend here in a tight action. And a strike there for Kuramoto to open things up. And the count is 0-1.
Doing an excellent job of getting ahead of most of the hitters here. Commanding strike one sets up a lot of her different pitches.
And Baker behind the dish. A good block keeping that out in front. And we'll go to a 1-1 count. And ball caroms off the glove on the third base side. And just a slow roller. That's a tough play there, Glenn.
Yeah, it was just perfectly placed. 5.5 hole. Third baseman tried to lay out. Cued off her glove and towards center field. No extra damage done, but definitely put in a little bit of pressure here with 2 runners on and 2 outs.
And I like the 5.5 hole. It wasn't quite 5.6 hole.
No, sir.
And this is what you get when you got a pro here in the box, helping out with the calls in the press area. Good stuff. Pitch on the way. I think that changeup.
Yeah, I was a little off speed there.
And the count is 1-0. Pass ball, and that'll move up the runners.
This is where we joke when I coach and our coaching staff. We get in this point of the game and you're up a run, you're looking for some Geico. Always need that insurance here, and that's what Crossfire is hoping to do.
Left side, left fielder moving. And a good grab there.
A little bit of a basket catch.
A little bit of a basket catch, but the gecko from Geico couldn't deliver. We'll turn it over. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Back into live action. We're ready to go here as Jelf looks at a strike.
This looks like it's going to be the last inning here, Chris. So with Dynasty chasing one, it's going to make for some theatrics.
And Jelf down the line quickly.
Yeah, Albright sat back on the ball instead of attacking the chopper and kind of ate her up a little bit. So tying runs on first base.
And as we promised and as advertised, a great matchup here this afternoon. Gritty steps in. Ball's popped up foul.
Yeah.
Satani will come back. An 0-1 count. Excuse me, Glenn.
Oh, no problem. That's probably one she'd like to have back. Those balls that are up in the zone are hard to bunt and lead to pop-ups. And that was definitely a ball one, but she did the pitcher a favor.
Pushing towards the 5 p.m. hour as time could be a factor here. As Brady goes down to talk to her head coach, Jasper Rosario.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be last inning here. So if Dynasty doesn't tie it up here, it'll be a Crossfire victory. If Dynasty ties it up or moves ahead, then Crossfire will have a chance to win it in the bottom half. See, she did a good job there holding back. And part of being a good bunter is laying off of bad pitches and working yourself into good hitters' counts.
And a 1-1 count. Push bunt. They get the play at first, but the runner will advance. So good strategic softball here.
Yeah, both teams executed. Dynasty wanted to get the runner over to second, and Crossfire wanted to make sure of that out. So kind of a win-win. So you got a runner on 2 with 1 out, and Dynasty's looking for that big hit here.
And the pitcher coming in, who has done a fine job after she was brought into the circle, will step into the box, Carly Kuramoto. Back to the pitcher. 2 down, but the runner will advance to third. So a high leverage moment here in the top of the 6th, with most likely the time is exhausted. We haven't heard that yet from our umpire. John locked in and focused with 2 outs. Parker Ginode steps in. Runner at third. And a ball's cut foul.
Nice cut there.
Avery Ostander. From the circle. Ball's up and out. They throw back to third. That's potentially a dangerous situation there if that got through.
Yeah, there was a
With a tying run at down at third.
high risk, little reward on that. The runner is back. Coach told her, not again. Don't do that again.
The 1-1 pitch. Third base side. Little bobble. Throws in time. And it looks like we could be going to another inning. We'll see.
No, it's the bottom half here, Chris. So I think there's 2 minutes here. I don't think they're going to be able to flip it over.
Well, we're ready to go here, Glenn, as we're in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, bottom 6 here.
Correction, bottom 6. And a strike at the plate. Kuramoto works and opens there. The count's 0-1. Kendall Cronister looks at a ball. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, there's about just 1 minute left. It doesn't look like there'll be enough time to flip the inning here.
And the count is 2-1. And this is most likely the last hitter that will be able to step in for Crossfire.
You know
a
what?
strike there.
You know, Chris, hats off to both these teams. I mean, there was about 4 incredible plays. Dynasty was chasing 6-1 score, cut it to 6-5.
And a strikeout there. Yeah, and you know, again, to be able to come back and, as you said, all of the great plays that were made, but that will do it. So time expires, and Crossfire, Dwyer over the Dynasty Softball team from Hawaii. A great showing and outstanding for both clubs. Any final thoughts, Glenn?
Yeah, just excited to see this keep going. Back-to-back one-run games on your broadcast here. And just really excited to see how this 14U division and all the other divisions play out. If they're anything like these last 2 games, we're in for some barn burners.
Well, great stuff. Absolutely. It's been perfect. The last 3 days we've seen some phenomenal games, and I'm sure they'll continue on as bracket play continues on in the 2025 AFA Nationals here in St. George, Utah. Chris Allard for Glenn Messick. Sportsmanship always prevails. That's really what it's about at the end. Coaches shake hands, and teams will move on in a double elimination format. For now, we're going to close the books. So this one here is officially over here from St. George. Again, it's been a pleasure making the calls in the 2025 AFA Nationals. For now, we'll say so long from St. George. We'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.
Absolutely.